it is raining, which is typical of the UK. That's also good. It's good to have some caffeine, but not too much. And yeah, so I'm just enjoying my tea. Actually this morning through family that is why I decided to be in Africa today. Buzz. I just opened the stream greeted with intense. Good morning, Parisa. Having a lovely Sunday. vomiting, turning all colors of the rainbow. The other gamers are trying, people were like panicking and they were trying to help the person. And yeah, it was just absolute chaos. And I was thinking, everybody was in such a tense mode. And I didn't notice us because we were sitting waiting for those two actions. And they were like, oh my God, these young people here. And I think that they knew the guy was going to die. So they, sort of asked him aside really quickly to out of the room. So we didn't see what happened. Is that better? Can you guys hear me now? Yes, so I don't know if I should tell this story again. How much of the story did you guys hear? Let's put it that way, and I can carry on from where I was rather than starting the whole story. Is that better, guys? Okay. Right, can you hear me now? Just Y in the chat just to say yes, you can hear me. Cool. Sorry, just having a cup of my tea. Not a cup of my tea, a sip of my tea. Okay, right, so like I said, okay, let me start the story again. Went to a game reserve with my friends. We were 18 at the time. We're in this room booking tours. We sit down, we're waiting for the person to go behind to sort of confirm the bookings or do something. And while we're waiting, a load of game rangers come running in and they slide a person onto the counter. Now this person is expanding like a balloon. They're turning all colors of the rainbow, they're vomiting, they're panicking, and all these game rangers are, you know, trying to keep them alive and panicking themselves and trying to do the best they can with this person, radioing the other vehicles to try and find out where the auto injector is so that they can get the auto injector to the person. And we were sitting to the side, so they didn't notice us until a while in. So it must have been, like, it felt like forever, but it's probably only about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But it felt like a really long time, which usually happens in these kinds of situations. So this person was just getting worse and worse, and they then realized we were in the room, and they sent us out. Okay, and I understand now why they sent us out. It was because obviously it was a very traumatic thing to watch, but they knew he was going to die, and they didn't want us to see it. So they rustled us out of the room, and we were then, went to our camp. And later on in the evening, there was a barbecue, like what we call braai in South Africa. So usually in game reserves, there'll be like a communal area where everybody hangs out. And that's just so people can socialize within the camp, because you each have your own bungalow, and some people stay in the hotel. And so it's just really nice having these sort of camping areas where people can just have a nice braai / barbecue and just like talk to each other and meet new people and sit around the fire and sing tunes and, you know, just have a nice time. And so we were at the thing, and obviously we were wondering, you know, what's happened to this person and what was going on. And we asked the game ranger, and the game ranger like, oh no, it's fine. The person had a severe allergy to this, and they're fine now. And so us being kids and naive, we were like, oh, okay, fine. Because, you know, 18-year-olds were not like the 18-year-olds nowadays. Yeah, 18-year-olds in those days were very naive. Because we didn't have the internet, we didn't have social media, we didn't have any of that stuff. So we only saw our little world and what happened in our little world. And therefore we didn't we just kind of took things at face value a lot. And so yeah, so we believed them, obviously. And later on we found out that actually they had not told us the truth because they didn't want to upset us, and they didn't want to ruin the rest of our holiday, which I think is fair enough. But, you know, I think, yeah, well, whatever, that was their decision that they made. So basically what happened was the person died, and the reason why they died was because they'd been out in a vehicle doing a tour with some of the tourists, and they got stung by a bee, but they hadn't actually checked their vehicle to make sure that they had their auto injector with them in their vehicle. And so what happened was the auto injector, of which there was only one, I don't know why. You should always have 2 auto-injectors. But yeah, anyway. The auto-injector was in another vehicle, which was the furthest away. And now when I'm talking about further away, I'm talking about like a 2-hour drive away. Because this is South Africa, it's big. I'm not talking about like a 15-minute drive away. I'm talking about 2 hours drive from the camp, from the hotel area. So they were obviously trying to drive in to try and get there as fast as possible. But an auto-injector only lasts 5 minutes usually. But that 5 minutes can save a person's life. But it's only effective if it's given to the person at the early stages of their reaction. The further they are into the reaction, the less effective it is. It can still sometimes work, but it's less effective. And so what happened was, because it was so far away, there was no way it was going to get there in time to save the person. They had called the ambulance, but again, this is Africa, and so the closest ambulance was 2 hours away, 2 to 3 hours away. And so they knew that this person was going to die, and they didn't want us to see it, and so they sent us away. And so yeah, that was the start to my 18-year-old self's holiday. But obviously we didn't know they died. We thought they were still alive. So we had a lovely holiday, and only found out later what really happened to that person, which is really sad. But yeah, that's what Africa's like. Like, you know, those kinds of things are a normal occurrence in Africa. It's just like stuff like that happens, and you get so normalized to it that you don't realize that it's absolutely insane. And yeah, and so that was the first part of what happened. The next part was we were driving to our camp. I think it was on the second day, and we were stopped by one of the rangers with a gun, and they told us to go a different way. And we asked them why, and they said because the bull elephant, so bull elephant is the male elephant, had decided to come close into the camp, and it was in season for mating. And so when it's the season for mating, the bull gets very aggressive and will basically, you know, just suddenly attack for no reason. And so the bull had decided to attack one of the cars, and they actually sat on the car, and there were people inside the car. Luckily the people weren't injured, but the reason why they had guns was because, you know, game reserve, they have guns because there's dangerous animals there. But the thing is they use the guns as well, the noise of the gun, to scare the animals away. So they don't shoot the animal unless they absolutely have to. If they need to save somebody's life, they will shoot the animal, because they will prioritize the human life over the animal's life. But they usually try and scare the animals away by just shooting a blank bullet into the air, and that usually, the noise will usually scare the animals away, and they will leave. And then, you know, you won't have to kill them or anything like that. And so yeah, and so that was what was happening, and so we had to divert a different way to get to our camp. So that's within the first 2 days of a week's stay in a game reserve, because this kind of stuff happens in game reserves. And as the week carried on, we had some other things happen. So we went on a walking tour, and this is where a game reserve, you drive to a certain area, and the game ranger will take you out of the vehicle, and then you'll go for a walk. It's usually a fixed route the game ranger will walk you on, and you know, they'll make sure that it's not with the super dangerous animals like lions, but there are other dangerous animals that are around, like you know, hippos, rhinos, alligators, or is it crocodiles? I can never remember which one it is. I think it's the alligators. I'm not sure. But yeah. So, you know, elephants, that kind of stuff, there are those animals there. And so we were going on our walk and we were chatting to the game ranger, and they spent a lot of time really focused on us. They were very protective of us because we were a group of young women, and so the game rangers were like they made a point of like really of like coming and approaching us, looking after us, like really giving us a lot of attention. And so yeah, so we were on this walk and we were trudging our way to the game ranger, and I think we got distracted, they got distracted, and so we went, we were walking, and then suddenly we were walking past this bush, and the game ranger told us stop and move back right now, and we were like, what? And they were like, now, like, move. And so obviously we turned around and legged it for quite a bit, and it turned out that there was a alligator on the other side of the bush, and luckily it hadn't noticed us because it was asleep, but we were literally going to step on it. Like, if we'd carried on walking, we would have literally stood on the alligator, and I don't think it would be happy with us when we did that. So that obviously like made us like, you know, it made the heart pump. It was, you know, we were very like frazzled after that, and so the game ranger took us to a nearby camp and just sat and calmed us down. But yeah, it was definitely an adrenaline-filled holiday, that one. And yeah, but it was really fun. Like, it was really fun. A fun time. There were lots of really exciting things that happened, and so I will remember it for the rest of my life, for the good things that happened and the bad things that happened as well. But yeah, so that's happened, and then the one day we decided to go on a driving tour, and we wanted to see the elephants, and they did warn us. They said the elephant, obviously bull, is aggressive, because the elephants are in heat, the female elephants are in heat, and so they were very cautious about going to see the elephant, and they said that if the elephant shows any sign of aggression, then we're going to leave. Like, we're only going to go and check out the elephant for a short period of time, and then we're going to leave, because he could just turn on us at any moment. And so they drove us through the park, and we saw obviously other animals, but the main aim of the game was we wanted to see some of the big five. Elephants is one of the big five, and so we drove and we went to the elephants, and there were quite a few vehicles around, and the elephant seemed really chill. The bull, he was really chill, and you know, a lot of people had been there for a while, and the bull had not done anything, and so we were just sitting, chilling, checking out the elephant, and we were just about to leave, actually, and suddenly the elephant turned around and started stampeding towards us. Now, elephants are very fast when they start to stampede. Like, you have no idea how fast they are with regards to that. And we were facing backwards towards the road. So this just shows you the skill of our guides, right? Like I take my hat off to these people. Like, they are so skilled, it's unbelievable. And so the elephant's stampeding towards us, and they are reversing backwards down the road. Now, when I say road, I mean like this in the picture. This is the road. Yeah, I'm not talking a tarmac road. I'm talking a bushveld road. So in this picture behind me is what the road looked like. And so they're driving backwards, reversing. Yeah, so they're reversing backwards to try and get away from this elephant. This elephant is chasing us, stampeding towards us. Me and my friends are in the front of the vehicle, watching this elephant get closer and closer to us and thinking, we're gonna die. Like, that's the thought that went through my head. I was like, we're gonna die. If that elephant hits us, we're gonna die. Like, there's no if but or maybe about it. Like, there's no way we would survive that. That is a big guy. You know, elephants are massive. And this was a bull, which is even bigger than the females. And so we're driving backwards, we're reversing backwards. So not driving, we're reversing backwards. Yeah, this elephant is stampeding towards us. We're reversing backwards. And the game rangers are obviously, you know, panicking a bit because he's getting pretty close to us, and we keep going. And they're thinking, geez, like, he should have stopped, you know, coming after us by now. And we keep going, and it must have been at least about half an hour that they were reversing the vehicle that this elephant was chasing us. And eventually the elephant stopped chasing us. And so we were all like, obviously relieved, and we were like, oh, thank God we're alive. And so the game rangers were like, it's not finished. And we were like, what do you mean? And they said that the elephants are very clever and very sneaky, especially the bull. And what they usually do is they hide in the bush and they wait for you to come back, because we had to go back along the road that we just reversed along to get back to the camp. It's the only road. And the bull elephant knows that. And so it was hiding in the bushes alongside the road, in waiting for us to start to come back along the road so it could stampede us again. Yep. So the game ranger was like, right, what we're going to do is we're going to turn the vehicle around so that we're at least driving forward rather than backwards. And we have to drive along this road, but we're going to do it really slowly. And they needed our help to look up ahead. Good morning, or whatever applies. Les and chat. Hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Sneaky Silk. Hello, welcome. I'm talking about my trip when I was 18 years old to a safari camp in South Africa, and I'm talking about all the fun times we had. So at the moment we're having a conversation about the fact that we were being chased by a bull elephant, and we had to reverse. We were being stampeded by the bull elephant. We had to reverse backwards for around half an hour backwards on a road to get away from this bull elephant. But the bull elephant was really clever and knew that we had to go back in that road. Oh nice, I'm Welsh but have some friends in South Africa. We had to travel back along that road to get to the camp, and the bull elephant knows that, and and so it lies in wait for us to come back along the road, and then it's going to stampede us again. And so what the game rangers told us was, we're turning the vehicle around so that we're facing the right way. We're going to drive slowly, and we need you to look ahead, and if you see any movement in the bushes, you need to tell us straight away. And then we're going to reverse back again. Yeah, they are. They're very clever animals. Very, very clever animals. Especially the African ones in the safari parks, because they're obviously used to the vehicles, the tourists, the game rangers and stuff like that. So they're even more sneaky. Okay. So yeah, so we had to obviously drive very slowly along this road. And I'm talking about, like, we're driving at about a speed of 10 miles per hour. Like, we are really going at a snail pace. It's like we're walking, basically. We're driving so slow. And we're all looking out for any movement in the bushes. And we start to get to a point where the game ranger drivers are like, okay, we're going to drive a little bit faster now. Still keep an eye out for any, movement in the bushes. And yeah, and so we're driving along, and I'm looking out, me and my friends, because we're in the front of the vehicle, obviously, so we have a better likelihood of seeing the elephant. And so we were driving along, and I spotted movement in the bushes quite far ahead in the road, and so I told them, okay, there's movement in the bushes to the right of the road. And they were like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to put the foot to the pedal to the middle, and we're going to drive past as quickly as we can, and we're gonna we need you to keep looking and tell us the position of the elephant, where the elephant is, and we're going to try and speed drive past the elephant. And so even if it does chase after us, we should be able to outdrive it. So they were going to really put the pedal to the middle, put the car to its fastest speed possible, because apparently the elephant couldn't run fast enough to catch up with the fastest speed of the car. Right, so we're driving along, spot the elephant on the right. They put the pedal to the middle, we're driving fast. As we're driving fast, I see the elephant, I say, okay, this is the location of the elephant. They're on the right-hand side, I can see them. And luckily the elephant did not decide to chase us, decided, nah, can't be bothered now. And we drove past the elephant and sped back to camp. So yeah, so that was the first 4 days of my trip. Sneaky success. Rule of thumb, Sneaky didn't do it, even if he did. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, so that was my trip to my safari park when I was 18. This was a gift that our parents had given to us because we had graduated from matric. So matric in South Africa is when you finish school at 18. In the UK, it would be classified as college. So yeah, we'd finished college here in the UK, if it helps you understand that. But in South Africa, it's called high school. So we go to high school from the age of 12 up to 18 years old. Because in South Africa, it's compulsory to stay in school until you are 18. So you can't leave school until the age of 18 years old. It's illegal. You have to go to school. So yeah, that was our gift that our parents had given to us for graduating. And it was me and 3 of my friends that went. Was it 3 or was it 2? I need to look at the pictures. Let me have a look at the pictures quickly. Let's see how many of us there were. Just such a long time ago. Such a long time ago. Okay, so there was only 3 of us. Yeah, so me and 2 of my friends. That's right, because the 3rd friend didn't end up coming. We were going to go with. So yeah, so me and my 2 friends. That was our first few days of our holiday in a safari park in South Africa. Sounds like what used to be further education over here, 16 to 18. Yeah. I don't know. Where are you, Sneaky Silk? Are you in America or the UK, Europe area? So yeah, I think here in the UK, Europe area, it's called college. I think in America it's also called high school, isn't it? Wales, yeah. Yeah, so that was some of my trip. We had a warthog by our chalet who used to come and visit our chalet. We used to give him apples. You're not supposed to feed them, but we fed him anyway. Because we were kids. So yeah, but at least we gave him healthy food. We gave him apples. We didn't give him, rubbish. Okay, the land of rain. Yeah, Wales, it's the land of rain. I went on holiday to Wales, camping holiday, I think it was 2 years ago. Beautiful place, beautiful place. But yeah, rained most of the time we were there, even though it was the height of summer. So yeah, but it was beautiful, really beautiful. Really enjoyed that holiday. It was just me and my best friend camping, and we had such a blast together. Like, yeah, well, I had such a blast. I think she said she had a blast as well, so I'm just taking her at her word. And, yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And then her partner and his brother joined us. I think it was the last 2 days they joined us. So that was fun too, having them. There was a little bit of variation. Don't get me started on my camping trip in the exploding oven. Oh gosh, I think, yeah, I don't know if these things just happen to me. Like, yeah, but yeah, these are the types of stuff that happen to me when I go on holiday. So yeah, so that was my camping holiday in Africa. When I was young, and there was something else that happened there that I wanted to mention, but I can't remember now. It's gone out of my mind. I used to go to the Brecon Beacons most years, camping or jazz festivals. Oh, where did we go in Wales? I'll have a look in a minute. I don't want to get distracted. Let me just stick to the Africa thing first. Right, what was it that I wanted to tell happened as well while we were on that holiday? Spoke about the walk, spoke about the severe allergic reaction dude, spoke about the bull sitting on the car, spoke about getting stampeded. There was something else, but I can't remember it now. That's the one thing I hate about about having ADHD is that my brain always forgets things. At least now I know it's not my fault. It's not me actively choosing to forget things. It's actually how my brain functions on a neurological level. So that was really interesting to me. Is that normally when people have old memories that they forget, they don't actually forget them. The memories are stored in their subconscious mind. But apparently with ADHD, which they've recently found out, our brain permanently deletes that information. So sometimes when I say I forget, I've forgotten, I've not actually forgotten like normal people forget. My brain has actually completely erased that information. It does not exist in my brain anymore. It's not in my subconscious, stored away, and I just need to try and remember it. Like sometimes it completely deletes it. Like it's gone. And then I have to rely on what other people have told me to kind of like make me kind of piece together parts of my life. So that's fun. Luckily it's not the major things it tends to keep, but it's the less major things that it gets rid of. So yeah, so that was enlightening learning that. I was like, oh, it's not my fault. It's not that I've just forgotten it. It's that my brain has actually erased the information. And yay, I need to relearn all of this again. So yeah, hopefully it's just in my subconscious and I'll remember at some point, but it's likely it's one of those things that it's just potentially completely deleted. Right, let's look at Wales. Oh, let me look at where in Wales we were on the day. I don't know if I'll remember the place. Let me look at Wales. It was near Snowdonia. I'm looking at a map now. I know it was near Snowdonia. I'm looking on the map. No, not there. My best friend would know this, but there's something I think with a B. With a B. B. Let's get B. Looking on the map. Looking. It was like Betsy Co something or other. it was Betsy co-ed or something to that effect. I can't remember now. I can't. Yes, Betsy Y co-ed, yes, that's it. That's the place where we camped. So Betsy co-ed is where we camped in Wales. It's beautiful there, really, really beautiful. And we climbed Snowdonia Mountain. I got very close to the top. I think it was about 2/3 of the way, I would reckon. Yeah, probably 2/3 is a better description. 2/3, it took me 5 hours. Because I was having panic attacks all the way up. So I had to stop a lot, calm myself down, calm my hyperventilation down, and take a moment, have a drink. Give my body time to chill. And then I climbed again, and then I had another panic attack. This was a time where I had PTSD, like to the full extent of what PTSD is. And I was having multiple panic attacks a day. But I was used to it at that stage. Like I knew what was happening, I knew how to control it. But yeah, that was tough. And I don't regret it. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. When I got to where I got to in the mountain, and I was so proud of myself as well, because I'd pushed through those panic attacks and I'd gotten something really wonderful out of it, a really good sense of achievement, and I got to see a stunning view. And I got to meet some nice people along the way who, tried to walk with me and stuff. But I was just so slow because I had to constantly stop. But yeah, and my best friend, she's, done that kind of place before, like that mountain before, and so she did it in like an hour and a half. One way, and then an hour and a half the other way. Whereas I took like, what was it? I think it was 3.5 hours to get to where I got to, and then it was better going down. It only took me an hour and 40 minutes, I think, or an hour and a half to get down. But yeah, I was having panic attacks every single day. But I was enjoying myself. Like I was really enjoying my holiday, despite the fact that I was like, when I was at home, I was having these panic attacks. So it was no different having them at home than it was having them where I was on holiday. In fact, the holiday was all about trying to, get away from home and all the stuff that had happened at home and just hang out with my bestie and just, have a chill time. And that's exactly what I had. Like I had a really, really awesome holiday. And, like my best friend is just the most amazing person. And I really love and adore them. And they just get me. Like they just get me, and it's very rare that you can find somebody like that. And so yeah, we just had a really nice time together, and I don't think I'll ever forget that holiday. It was very special to me because of the difficult time I was going through. It was a very important holiday, that one. I really needed that, and I think it helped me to actually recover to the stage where I am at now with my PTSD, which is, I'll have panic attacks probably now only about once a day. Sometimes there's a day when I don't have it, but usually about once or twice a day I'll have a panic attack. But I notice it I notice it before it even starts to happen. Like I just know situations that I'll get into that will trigger that. So I know my triggers, And as soon as one of the triggers has happened, I know, okay, I'm going to have a panic attack soon. My body's going to react to the situation, and I need to do things to counteract that. So usually I'll catch my panic attacks before I actually physically start to go into a full-blown panic attack, and I can soothe myself down so I only have a mild panic attack rather than a major one. And so that's what, you know, the recovery journey is all about with PTSD, well, c-PTSD specifically. With PTSD, you can actually fully recover, but with c-PTSD, it's different because you have a lifetime of trauma. You will always, your body will always have that reaction in certain situations, and it's about understanding what those situations are, and then knowing that it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. It's going to happen because that situation happened, and you can't avoid all situations for the rest of your life, because then you can't live your life, and that's not the way to do it. So you learn what the situations are, and you learn that, okay, the situation's happening, so I know I'm going to have a panic attack, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it as much as possible so the impact is less on me. And so I'm going to use my tools that I have, and I'm going to do that. And these are tools that I implement on a daily basis. I usually use them on a daily basis, but I expand them and exaggerate them a lot more when I'm in that kind of situation. Like, I full-blown throw all of them at myself. It's not subtle. Like, I really, like, full arms at the ready kind of thing. Yeah, and then that usually minimizes the panic attack. And yeah, and then it has a slight effect on my body physically, but nothing compared to what it used to be. So I don't hyperventilate as much, which is good, because hyperventilation is very bad for you. It has very negative long-term effects on your body. So I usually am able to stop it when I, like, start to have a hyperventilation attack. I can usually stop the hyperventilation attacks pretty quickly, within a couple of seconds. But that's through a lot of practice over the last 2 years, like a lot of practice, to get that right. Sometimes I can't, like sometimes even if I use all my tools in my toolbox to try and stop a panic attack, a full-blown panic attack, I still have a full-blown panic attack. And it's about being compassionate with myself in those moments, and going, okay, this time is just too overwhelming for your body, and your body just couldn't handle it. And so that's okay. And we're just gonna ride the wave. We're gonna sit this through. We know it will end. We know we're not actually really going to die. We know that this is a bodily reaction to something that isn't happening, and we just need to let the body calm down, and that'll take a little bit of time. So there's some times when I have to call in sick for work because I'm having a full-blown panic attack and I just cannot go out of my house. And it's about not judging myself for that and going, oh, you should be doing better, obviously you're not doing the tools enough, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm doing the tools enough, because if I didn't, I would never leave my home, ever. Like 2 years ago, I did not want to leave my home. I wanted to stay in my home forever and never leave. Like, that's how bad things were for me. Whereas now, I can quite easily go out to work and not even think about, like, being scared to go into work. And that is because I've done all the work that I've done. I use all the tools that I use, and I acknowledge those days when I cannot leave my home, and I don't judge myself for it. I go, okay, this is a day when we need to just do some self-care. We need to look after ourselves. We need to just do our stuff. We need to just zone out and do the things that we need to do to zone out, and just have a relaxing day in our safe place. So my home is my safe place. It's got all the things that I need. It's got for stimming, you know, it's soothing, all of those sort of things. Like I've got all of that in my home. I've specifically designed my home that way so that it is my safe place. And yeah, and so that's what I did yesterday. So yesterday I was having a full-blown panic attack, and I decided not to stream because I was like, no, I'm not in the state to be able to concentrate on streaming, and all the technical stuff that goes with streaming, and you know, all the talking, because I'm autistic, so I don't really you know, like I do, my ADHD side likes to talk to people and interact with people, and I get dopamine hit from that, but my autistic side does not understand people, does not finds it difficult to interact with people, doesn't know what the right thing is to say, and so yeah, it's really hard for my autistic side. And usually when I'm having a panic attack, it's usually my autistic side that comes out more in those situations, because my ADHD brain's freaking out and doesn't know what to do, and so my autistic side is usually the side that calms me down. So my autistic side is the side that goes, right, now we need to implement these things, we need to do this, we need to do that. And so that's why I love my autistic side, you know, because it helps in these kind of, if the shit hits the fan, it's my autistic side that steps up to the plate and does what needs to be done. Sometimes my ADHD side also does that, but most of the time the ADHD side is freaking out, and it's the autism side that steps in and goes, right, now we need to do this, this is what we're going to do, we're going to contact this person, we're going to do this, we're going to say this, you know, and they're very like logical and sort of clinical in the way that part of my brain approaches things in that situation. And yeah, I used to hate that about myself, but now I actually really embrace it because it helps. It really, really, really does help me a lot in those kinds of situations. So yeah, so that's why I didn't stream yesterday. But yeah, feeling really good today, really calm, because I did what I needed to do for myself. And yeah, so decided to reminisce a little bit with photos from my childhood, and decided today's going to be a creativity day. So I've got my scratch art out, I've got my paint by numbers, not my paint by numbers, my diamond painting out, I've got my sketch pad, and so today's going to be a creative day. So yeah, sorry for all the rambling. I'm just rambling away. But yeah, sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but it's important to talk about these things because I think a lot of people are afraid to talk about this kind of stuff. And I think the more we talk about it, the more understanding people get of different things, you know. That's one of the biggest problems I find with my autism and my ADHD and my c-PTSD is that people just don't understand. You know, when I say I'm having a bad day, it's not like, you know, oh, I'm, you know, feeling low today. Like, if I say I'm having a bad day, it means I'm having multiple attacks in a day, panic attacks, I'm hyperventilating, my ADHD brain is freaking out, my autistic brain is taking over, and trying to sort of manage things. I can't leave my home. Like, all I want to do is stay at home. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to interact with anyone. I don't want to do anything. And that's a normal bad day for me. So yeah, it's difficult to explain to people, and so I find that when I talk about like what it's like for me. I hope that it builds understanding in others and compassion in others when they are around people like me. And hopefully you guys will better understand what the daily life is like for a person who is autistic and has ADHD and has a mental health condition as well. So yeah. But on a lighter note, what have you guys been on to this weekend? Please tell me something that you've been enjoying doing. And hopefully I haven't scared you guys away. But yeah, I'd be really interested to know what you guys did on the weekend, how your week's been, and yeah, what you're looking forward to over the coming week. Let's see, what am I looking forward to over the coming week? Let me think, what am I doing in the week? I'm looking forward to playing Final Fantasy with my friend. Yeah, we were supposed to play this weekend, but we had a communication issue, which is standard with autistic people. You know, we're not very good at like our communication sometimes. So we both got confused and as to what was going on. We interpreted things differently, and yeah, that landed up in us not being able to play much. We did play a little bit, but not much. So we both agreed that we're going to be a little bit better at communicating with one another and make sure that we're clarifying things properly so we both understand. And yeah, we're hoping to play on either Friday or Saturday. I can't remember which day it was that we organised. I'll confirm it with them. But yeah, we're hoping to play on the weekend some Final Fantasy and hang out together and level up and help each other do tasks that we need to do, quests and stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Yeah, that will be Saturday. Is there anything else that I'm looking forward to this weekend? I mean this week. Let me think. Trying to think what I'm actually doing on the week. Put the mic closer to me so you can hear me better. Let me think. So I've got work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Wednesday. I might stream Wednesday because I didn't do Saturday. It depends on whether I've got my course on the Wednesday. I don't think I do. I think it's a free week this week. In which case, I will then stream on the Wednesday. And I've got work Thursday, Friday. I'm doing some therapy coaching. And then obviously streaming. I'm planning to meet up with my best friend in the next few weeks, so I'm looking forward to when we confirm that. So that would be nice, just to hang out with her for a bit. else that's happening during the week? What about you guys? Anything interesting happening during the week? To change my camera over. Okay, so it's self over there. But it's just there, isn't it? Let's do that. Okay. We got chat over there. Yeah, okay. And then what I'm gonna do is to think how to do this. Move myself there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is so it's processing. We'll see how that comes out. I don't know if it's going to work. Hopefully it will. We shall see. Okay. Right. Hi, just saying your music's too loud compared to Mike. Why couldn't I get the this music to work properly. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Right down. Is that better? Hopefully it's much better than it was. Okay, so yeah, I did do that. It's like literally right down to the bottom. It's literally at minus 87.9 dB. Like, let me do this. Is that better? For me, it's not changed. It's weird. Is it better now? Cool. Thank you, Dead Yokai. I appreciate it. That's very helpful. Ah, Vema, it's better. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have no idea what's going on with my audio. It's just really weird. It must be something to do with my OBS. I think but I don't want to like, because I've got like all the settings in. I think I'd have to like delete the OBS and then redo the whole thing. I don't know. I don't know how else to fix it. I don't know what's happening. And I'm not an IT person, so yeah. I have no idea. Ugh. I wish I'd never messed with that soundboard. Only had problems since that. Okay, right. So what I'm trying to do is turn my it's still going. Let's do that. Switch that off. Okay. To reposition myself. There. Okay, and let's see if we can get this working. Hopefully. I will be able to do a hand cam. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it right. We shall see. It's on top there. Window capture. Nope. Video capture. Haha! Okay, right. So, move this guy. And move this. So, chat, welcome to my desk. My picnic desk with the hole in it. So yeah, I'm gonna just make that smaller and pop that there. And then I'm gonna get, let's move it a little bit more centrally. There you go. And I'm gonna put this to the side. And hopefully you can see my scratch art. And I'm going to do some of this while I'm chatting. Oh, we got a bot. Just hang on, let me just get rid of the bot. Ban. There you go. Cool. Right, so somebody, a viewer triggered a free effect stroke. Oh, thank you for the stroke. Thank you, thank you. This is how your desktop's looking, not fancy wallpaper or other stuff. No, I'm a poor person, man. This is literally a picnic table. The hole is on my left. I don't know if I can unearth the hole if you want to see it. Yes, I am, but a poor streamer. Well, new streamer. I've only started streaming. And I do not have such things as fancy desks. This is my mouse pad. I'll show you. This is my mouse pad. So this is a laptop bag. So this is my mouse pad because the mouse doesn't work properly on the table. So I use this as my mouse pad. Yep. Picnic table is better than chair. I have experience with chair as a workplace. Ah, so you understand. Dediokai, you understand. Yeah, this is my desk. It's still beautiful. I did actually win a mouse like paddy desk. What is it? Is it a desk pad? Desk pad thing? I won that from Christopher Yee. It was sent to my dad's address. So I need to get it from my dad when I visit him. Which is when am I visiting my dad? Some point. That's when I'm visiting my dad at some point. Yeah, but it's at my dad's place, so I will get a desk paddy thing, so then at least I don't have to use my desktop and my laptop bag as a mouse pad. So yeah, this is my life, the life of a poor single lady trying to play for her flat and while doing a part-time job. These are the what do you call it? I had a choice. I could live comfortably financially and have a miserable time. In the sense of like with my autism and my ADHD, and live like I used to live, which was miserably, and be able to pay my bills, like decently, and still be able to do, like holidays and stuff, not like a lot, but just like comfortable, like not poor but not rich either, just like comfortable. Or I could decide, screw that, I'm going to care about myself instead. And my own mental health and well-being, and that means I have to live poorly. So that means I can't go on holidays, I can't afford a computer desk. I can't afford fancy cameras for streaming. I can't, you know, I'm barely able to pay my bills. And I'm heavily reliant on a credit card. But them is the beans. And you know what? Even with all those struggles, I'm still happier than I was when I was working and didn't have financial struggles. So, yeah, this is where I'm at. And I'm happy with the decision that I've made. So, yeah. Oh, God. This is so delicate. And I gotta try and make sure that I don't dox myself by showing my face. So let me just lower my camera. Because I'm gonna lean right in to try and do this. I don't want to dox myself. So this is actually what I wanted to do. Should be gold, yes. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a good weekend. This is the problem when you have glasses. I'm trying to think what's supposed to be the scratch and what's supposed to be not scratch. Okay. Let me look at the picture. Ah, it's over there. Okay, so I think I'm not supposed to scratch the spots. I'm supposed to scratch around the spots. Okay. Can we see it? Yes, okay, we can see it. It'd be nice if I could lower my camera a bit more, so it's a little bit more clear for you guys. Is that better? I think that's better. I need to move it a little bit more like this. There you go, that's much better. Okay, right, so let me just change the heading. Stream information. Put myself in art. Done. Okay, right. Brush. So this is something that I use to just chill me out. It's easy enough, it's predictable. This is one of my sort of predictable activities, so it makes my autism happy because I've got predictability. And then my ADHD is happy because we're being creative. And so we do this as one of our activities to just chill out. I hope the scratching noise is not too loud for you guys. Hopefully the music is drowning out the scratching noise. How's it looking? Yeah, doing well. Sometimes I really do get into these activities and then I miss chat messages, so apologies if I do miss your message and it takes me a while to respond. It's not because I'm ignoring you, it's just literally part of how I am. Oh, it's looking good, everyone. It's looking good. I like to do it slowly as well. I might be frustrating you guys because I'm doing it so slowly, but I like to do it slowly like this. Plus I have dyspraxia, so I struggle with these types of things with regards to my movements. I'm quite slow when I move. My reaction time is quite slow. So that's the neck. I'm going to do the face first. We'll go up. Do the face. It's more interesting for you guys to see. These guys are... Oh, now I remember what I wanted to talk to you about with regards to the extra thing that happened on my holiday. So I went on horses chat. Yeah, horses in a safari park. It's the most amazing thing. If you ever have the opportunity to do it, definitely do it. It is so awesome, right? So what happens is you have like a set route that you go when you're on a horse, because it knows where it's going, so you don't have to worry about it. You've never ridden a horse before, you honestly don't have to worry at all. They are very, very well trained horses, because they obviously have to be, as it's in a safari park and there's lots of wild animals around, and so they should, snakes and stuff like that, and so they need to be able to stay calm in those situations and not freak out. And so they so we went on the horses, and then we took a route which was really cool. There were some scary bits to the route, I have to be honest. Like there was like down a ravine which I almost wet my pants in. Yeah, I managed to do it. My horse did try and buck me off at the end. But the really interesting thing about the experience was, because I was on a horse, I was able to get really close to the animals. So the animals are fine with the horses. And I was literally standing at the feet of 2 giraffes. And a zebra actually came, and the zebra brushed against my leg. It came so close to the horse, it literally brushed my leg, and I was like, oh, zebra just brushed my leg. It was really super exciting. It's an amazing thing, and the reason for that is because the horses are animals. Let me move that a little bit more like that. So yeah. So because the horses are animals, they the other animals, the wild animals, come actually really close to them. And unlike vehicles where they tend to stay away because they understand vehicles are dangerous, so they tend to stay away from that, they don't mind the horses. And so, yeah, they just walk past you, and they brush past you like they would normally brush past a different animal. And it's so cool. It's so, so cool. And so these two giraffe were having a fight. So I was literally at the legs of the giraffes, and two of them decided to have a fight with one another. And so when giraffes have fights, what they do is, so there were two males. I think that they were having a fight because there was a female nearby, and they were trying to assert their dominance, I think. It was mating season for all animals when I was there. So first we had the elephant, and now we've got the giraffes fighting and being aggressive. So yeah, so the two giraffes were fighting each other, and they so when they fight, when giraffes fight, what they do is they like wrap their necks around each other, and then they whack heads. It's really funny to watch, actually. But yeah, it was intense, man. It was intense because it was right by me. And yeah, they are massive animals, massive. And yeah, it was really intense, but it was really cool to watch them have the fight. So yeah, so if you ever have the opportunity to go to a safari park and have a horse tour, do it. 100% do it, because the likelihood is you will have animals come really close to you. You will get amazing photo opportunities, like amazing photo opportunities. Unfortunately, you know, when I went there, there was no such thing as mobile phones. So we had, you know, the clicky film cameras. Yeah, where you have to like put in a roll of film, and it then the roll of film needs to be taken out of the camera, and then you take it to a film developer shop, and then they develop your film, and it usually takes a couple of days or weeks depending on their list, like, of clients they have. And then you come back and you collect your prints, and you then have photos. And you can't look back on your photos because we didn't have digital ones. It was like proper film ones, so you couldn't see what your photos looked like until you actually had them printed, and then you could actually see what your photos looked like. So yeah, that was unfortunate that I didn't get some good photos there, but yeah, with that kind of camera, you can't be taking that kind of camera and taking photos, a lot of photos, when you're on a horse. Whereas, you know, mobile phone, you can just click, you know, a button and Bob's your uncle, you got a picture. Whereas with the film cameras, because they were quite big, bulky cameras, you had to let go of the reins, then grab the camera, set it to zoom in, and, you know, zoom in the picture, get it exactly right, and then take the picture, and by then the animal's already gone. You know, because animals, they don't care if you're taking a picture, they just like, cheers, and they're off. So yeah, it was, it's one of the things I really miss about South Africa. Really miss that, like being able to go to safari parks and you know, just like naturally seeing animals a lot more, just all over the place, really, like, and not just like foxes or, you know, like deer, but like giraffe, lions, leopards,
you know, those kinds of animals on like a regular basis is just, yeah, something very special about that. And it just kind of reminds you about how small you are in the world, you know? And that we're not the only ones. Humans aren't the only ones. And in Africa, animals are really revered. They are very respected. It's like you know, some animals are very sacred in South Africa, and they really understand the relationship and the importance of animals and people. And a lot of the African communities are, you know, in a very symbiotic relationship with the animals, and they understand what the animals do for them and the planet, and they really want to help the animals and make sure that humans don't mess things up, basically. And I think that's the one thing Africa's really gotten right, is that the understanding of how important nature and wildlife is. There's more nature reserves in South Africa than there are cities and towns. Like, nature is like the #1 priority over people. It's not the animals that are caged, it's the people. That makes sense. And if you were wondering, no, I did not have a lion as a pet, and I did not ride on an elephant. And you might think, well, hey, wait a minute. Why are you saying this? And it's because people have asked me those questions. In all seriousness, they asked me those questions. They were like really serious about it. And I was like, you're kidding, right? Well, actually, I played along with them first because I realized after the first few times people asked me, I realized, oh, this is a thing. People really don't know a lot about South Africa. So then I just started to mess around with people when they did that, and I'd be like, yeah, but I had a lion, he was my pet, his name was Fred, and I lived in a mud hut and all of these sort of things. Oh dear. And if you speak to most South Africans, they will say the same thing, that people ask them those kinds of questions. You know, I've gotten together with some of my South African friends, and we've had a few laughs about it. I suppose if you don't know, because you've not been to that place before, it's understandable that you would have certain assumptions about the place, because you've not seen it, you've not experienced it. And this is why I think it's so important that we experience as much of the world as we can. And I think the internet's been really good for that. Like, the internet has really provided people with a way of learning about different cultures, and you know, learning about the countries and the animals and just the world in general, you know. And I think that's a really good thing. I think it's important to learn about different people and different cultures. Okay, now this one's going to be quite difficult because this is the eye. I can't mess this one up. Okay. And then we got the... Oh, it's hard to see. Let me try and bring the light closer so that I can see better. There you go, that's much better. Right. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about South Africa, you're more than welcome to ask me. I'm happy to answer them if I know the answer. Okay, now what's this here? Brow fur. At some point, chat, I will picnic table is better than chair. Yeah, I've read that one. Just say riding at elephant is more to Asian region. Yeah, I know. People think we do that in South Africa. I'm like, no. We do not live in mud huts. We do not ride elephants. We do not have lions as pets. If you tried to have a lion as a pet, it would eat you. You would die. Lions are not meant to be pets. Why this music resembles the one in Doki Doki Literature Club? So this is the soundtrack for a game. It's done by Pirate Software, and it's Heartbound is the game, and this is the soundtrack for that. He said that we could use it if we purchased it, we could use it on our streams, and so that's what I'm doing, because I still need to get other music sorted for streaming. So yeah, I've not managed to get that sorted yet. We already have lions at home with different name. Cat, yeah. Yeah, so cats were specifically bred to be domestic, a lot of them. And so that's why we're able to have them as domestic, because that's what they're created for. That's what they were made for. Same with dogs. Dogs were also bred for domestication. They wouldn't survive. A lot of times they wouldn't survive long term outside in the wild. Short term they can, but usually they'll tend to go and find a new owner, and then once they found a new owner, they would use the owner for survival instead. So that's kind of how they're wired, to look for humans for help and support, whereas normal wild animals, like the kind of animals that you find in Asia and Africa and those kinds of places, they tend to be self-reliant, so they don't tend to like to humans. They tend to stay away from humans, and they are self-sufficient in the wild. They don't need any support from humans in the wild to survive normally. However, because humans kill animals for money and stuff like that, for their fur, the other humans have to keep those animals safe. basically. And so this is why we have like game ranges and safari parks and things like that. But usually what happens is our safari parks will have there will be certain areas that will be closed off completely, and that's usually where like the lions and stuff will be. But there are other safari parks which actually have open access, so animals can roam from one safari park to the next safari park to the next safari park. That's usually leopards, because leopards tend to like to roam, so they tend to the safari parks will tend to have like a pact, so they will, if they spot a leopard in their safari park, they will then alert the adjoining safari park that the leopard is about, and so that safari park will then make sure that their game rangers are aware that the leopard is coming into their grounds, and they make the tourists aware as well, and they watch the leopard, so they observe the leopard from a distance, and they just watch where the leopard goes and make sure that no humans come into contact with the leopard, but they just let the leopard roam. And yeah, so it's there's a lot of collaborative stuff that happens. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Riding on elephants tends to be an Asian thing in Asia, and usually those will be elephants that have been domesticated, tamed basically. They're usually not wild elephants or wild animals anymore. And they become obviously dependent on humans for survival. Yeah. But yeah, we have cats in homes, you know, and I do believe that when cats look at you, they look at you and they're like, oh, food. And it's not that they want you to give them food, it's that they look at you as food. Because ultimately their instinct is wild, like they are, you know, wild animals. And yeah, sometimes when you know, like people are like, oh, my cat is play biting me, I'm like, no, your cat is actually biting you because it wants to eat you. It's not play biting you. It's like playing with you because you're food. Like cats like to play with their food. But it recognizes that it can't eat you, so it doesn't, but it wants to eat you. Yeah. And I think people forget that, don't they, really? That, you know, cats and dogs are wild animals. And that's why you have occurrences where, like, if somebody dies, the cats and dogs will eat them, their body, and things like that, because... And it's not some you know, like, sort of emotional symbolism, it's just that they're starving and you're meat, and they're gonna eat you because you're meat. And you're not big enough to fight them anymore. So... voila. That's just the cycle of life, right? Well, you know, carnivores eat omnivores and things like that, and that's how the circle of life continues in the wild. And we just came and messed it all up for a lot of the animals. And so now we have to protect them as a result. We made the problems, we created the problems, we need to protect them from the problems. Which I think is a reasonable thing to do. Okay. almost finished with the face, chat. Almost finished with the face. Do-do-do-do. There you go, chat. Have a look. Slide. I think I see. I can slide it. There you go. There's the face. Looking pretty good, isn't it? So this is. I haven't done scratch art in ages. I bought this during COVID. The first COVID lockdown, so that tells you how long I've had it for. 4 years, and now I'm doing it. Mainly because I forgot I had it again. That's an ADHD thing. We forget, remember? So I completely forgot I had it stored away, and then one day I found it again. And then I put it on my counter so I wouldn't forget about it again. And that's why I'm able to do it now. Because if I put it away in a cupboard or something like that, then I would have completely forgotten about it again. And then years down the line, I would have found it and I'd been like, oh, I forgot I had this. Boom, boom, boom. Making quite an interesting sound, this scratch art. Ooh. Going through this a lot faster than I expected to. I think I've got an elephant one next that I need to do. I can't remember. I think it's an elephant one. So it's just, yeah, I don't know if I should do some of the bush. Might be good to do the upper bush here, so you guys can see. Or I could do the baby giraffe. Oh yeah, it's a little baby giraffe. Chat, it's a baby giraffe. A puppy giraffe. Right, let's do some of the plants. So tiny. So tiny. Need like a microscopic lens or something to see it. It's tiny, chat. It's tiny. So intricate. Too small, chat, too small. Oh, oh goodness. That is something else. Let's clean the hand. Point about this is you might be asking, oh my gosh, it's like such tiny detail. It's purposefully done this way because then it means you spend ages doing it. If it was too easy, you just take 5 minutes, you do it and be done. Whereas this one takes a lot of time and concentration as well. It's a really good activity for if you have a busy mind, like I do. Because you have to focus so much on doing it. It's a big sun compared to my self-esteem. I get it now. I get it. Yeah, that's the logo for the app that I use to stream for my phone. It's their logo. But yeah, it does look like a sun. Over a mountain kind of works. Goodness gracious. I was going to say great balls of fire, but... Oh, I said it! Hopefully I don't get banned for that. I was quoting song lyrics, chat. I was quoting song lyrics. Oh God. I think I'm going to leave the bush for you guys because otherwise I'm going to be spending forever doing this. And you're not going to see very little progression. So I'm going to move on down the zebra and do the baby zebra for you. Why am I saying zebra? It's not a zebra. It's a giraffe. The baby giraffe. So I'm going to move down and do some of the baby giraffe for you guys. My hair's just falling everywhere at the minute. Right. Summer. I've got long blonde hair, so it's quite. I'm trying to get a light better on there. Let me try and get more light on there. There you go. That's better. You guys can see better. Cool. So. From an angle. Baby giraffe. Baby giraffe. His little mouth, it's so cute, chat, so cute. Little baby giraffe. Ooh, this is stressful. Only because I'm a perfectionist with this kind of stuff. But autism does not like it when I mess these things up. Okay, like that. Oh, and like that. Oh, little emoji. Hi, Maxim! How you doing? I'm busy doing scratch art. We got a mama giraffe, and I'm busy doing the baby giraffe. And we were talking about what it was like growing up in South Africa, and my trip that I had to a safari park, which was very interesting. An adrenaline-filled trip that was. Okay, the little fringe, the tufts of hair, and the head. Gotta do the tufts justice. Hope you've had a good weekend, Mixon. Air, I need air, God, that's some strong grip, 3 tabs, come me, one knee, let me go, yeah, the music be like, do, 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 do. Yeah, I like the music. I think there's some really good tunes there. There's I think there's like 2 tunes that kind of freak me out there, but most of the tunes I like. Oh, this is... so tiny. Let's step it up a bit. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, right. It's there. Trying to see this properly. There. And I'm going to do the other ear. Cat. Love it. Love the cat emoji. It's cute. There's the second ear. It's a little face on a little baby giraffe. Whoop whoop, baby giraffe. And if you do ever go to South Africa, make sure you go in the springtime because that's when all the babies are out. And you see all the little baby animals. Very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, so do we want to finish baby giraffe? Or do we want to finish mommy giraffe? Should I finish mommy giraffe, maybe her body, so you can better see baby compared to her? I think that might be a better idea. Okie dokes. Maybe that a little bit. And yeah, I do have a bit of a death grip on my thing. It's the reason for that is because if I don't, it will go flying out of my hands. Like things have a tendency to go flying out of my hands across the room. So how does that? I don't know, but yeah. So I tend to have like a death grip on these things to make sure that that doesn't happen. At least with Mom, it's a little bit easier to do her because you got the bigger areas. You can just go like that. I don't know what you guys are doing today. I hope you are doing something nice with your day. And I hope that me doing this activity is not too boring for you guys. Oh, anybody know any good jokes? Any good jokes about animals? Looking up some jokes. Here's one. Finding inspiration for music, trying to not fall too deep in depression. Yeah, music is always a really, really good music is an excellent resource for things like depression, because music releases endorphins in your brain, makes your brain happier, basically. So it's a really good resource to use if you're finding things very difficult. Ukrainian police censoring cat faces. What? Why would you censor a cat face, man? Like, seriously? It's a cat. Like, sometimes I think people are just absolutely just ridiculous. Like, just ridiculous. Like, really censoring a picture of a cat's face. Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? Sorry for my language. Okay, I've got some jokes. Right, are you ready? Are you ready for it? Okay. Mosquitoes in Africa be like, "It's a me, Malario." Huh? Yeah, I'm looking for more jokes. Hang on. Why couldn't the group see the big bird while on safari? So why couldn't the group see the big bird while on safari? What do we think? Emu-vid. I don't know what that means. Let me see one back. What's worse than one crocodile chasing your safari group? Any guesses, chat? 2 crocodiles chasing your safari group. Why didn't anyone pick the giraffe to join their herd? Vixen, I like the tiger running towards you. That's true, that's true. Where am I? So why didn't anyone pick the giraffe to join their herd? So you think too high? He wouldn't stick his neck out for anyone. What is as big as a hippopotamus but weighs less? Sorry. What is as big as a hippopotamus but weighs nothing? So what is as big as a hippopotamus but weighs nothing? His shadow. That was a terrible one. Oh dear. What do you get when a hippo goes through a safari group's camp? That was so dry that even my crackers are more wet. So I know, right? There's some pretty awful jokes here. Where was I? Which one did I just read? What do you get when a hippo goes through a safari group's camp? A hippopotamus. Da 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 da! What do you call a lion's reflection in a safari truck's window? A copycat. On which day do lions eat the most tourists? So, on which day do lions eat the most safari tourists? When nobody returns. Tuesday. Like chew, as in chew. Yum, yum, yum. Day. Tuesday. How does a lion greet tourists? I'm pleased to eat you. What's the biggest type of ant seen on the safari? So what is the biggest type of ant seen on the safari? An elephant. Ooh, that would have been a good one, man-eater. What time is it when you find an elephant on your safari truck? Time to get a new truck. Oh dear, this one's a little bit of, yeah, this is a yeah. Why are elephants so wrinkled? Because it takes too long to iron them. Oh dear. What's the best thing to do when an elephant sneezes? Get out of the way. What looks like half an antelope? Meow. A second engine. Which one was that? So what looks like half an antelope? The other half. Why don't cats play cards while on safari? A half-eaten antelope. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant one, Vixen. So why don't cats play cards while on safari? Because pause. Love it, Deja guy. There are too many cheetahs. Oh, God. What do lions use to style their mane before tourists start taking photos? A catacomb. What do you call a lion who wrecks a safari truck? A perpetrator. Oh man. Just look at the. Why did the lion lose the race? Because he was playing against a cheetah. What reptile do you get when you cross a lion with a camel? So what reptile do you get when you cross a lion with a camel? Sine wave. Chameleon. 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 Oh dear. Sometimes it's just nice to, you know, have really awful jokes. As South Africans, we have a really dark sense of humor. We love making jokes. You have to kind of, because of the kind of world you live in and grow up in. It's very dangerous, and so you have to like know how to laugh at things. There's a lot of poverty as well, so laughing helps to basically make the life grind a little bit easier. So South African people are very humorous people, but our jokes are an acquired taste. Because sometimes they can be really offensive. But the thing is as South Africans, we take the piss out of everything and everyone. Like there's no one sort of religion or society or anything like that that we don't take the piss out of. We take the piss out of everyone. And I think that's why it works so well in South Africa, because, you know, everybody takes the mickey out of everyone else. And so people don't misinterpret jokes for anything other than a joke. But yeah, there's a difference, I think, between jokes and, like, obviously there's some jokes that are not cool. You know, but most of the jokes in South Africa are tastefully offensive. If that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. But if you want to know, go type in banned South African ads and you'll see what I mean. Specifically Nando's. Banned South African ads, Nando's. I'm not being held responsible. Disclaimer here. I'm not going to be held responsible for anything that you see. So just be aware of that. But that will give you an idea of how dark our sense of humor can be. But yeah, like Nando's specifically creates ads to be banned. Like it's a tradition in South Africa that Nando's, because Nando's is a South African company. So Nando's every year they will bring out a ad that they've specifically designed to be so bad that it gets banned. Like so offensive that it gets banned. Yeah, other companies have started to do the same thing. But Nando's were the people that started it. And it wasn't on purpose. Like they didn't like set out to get the ads banned. They just did it a really funny ad that ended up getting banned, but it was brilliant. It was a brilliant ad. And it was so popular and people just absolutely loved it. And then they decided to start this tradition of doing like really offensive, really funny ads that would specifically be banned. So a lot of the ads, the banned ads, you won't see in a lot of countries because they're banned in a lot of the countries. But it's tradition. It's a South African tradition. Let's make an ad that can be banned. Every now and then when I need a chuckle, I go and watch those. And I'm like, yeah, it reminds me of home. Border of the leg. I'm not talking at the moment, so that you know, it's not like that my mic, there's issue with my mics or anything. I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. Okay. So we're doing well, Look, we've done quite a bit of our drawing. Oh, I'll scratch out. Yeah, it keeps coming in the way. That's what happens when you have long hair. And so, yeah, this is just something I got off Amazon, and it was just, it was quite cheap actually. I think it was like, I got 3 of them, and I think it was like a $5 or something like that. So, yeah, they've gotten more expensive now because since obviously COVID, they've become much more popular, these types of things. So they decided, oh, let's make it more expensive because we make more money out of it. So that's what they did. Okay. Make a sticker. Okay. Right, so we're going to do this leg. There's that leg over there. So let's just do the line there. Okay. Right, so I think because this is so old, it's a little bit more difficult to scratch it. Do you guys have any local jokes that you guys like to tell? tongues come out. And if I'm really concentrating, I stick my tongue out. That's when I know that I'm really concentrating on what I'm doing. How's it looking, chat? How's it looking? There you go. It's looking good, my man, baby. That way. There we go. I do have a lot more than I need to complete. But yeah, that's it. That's it. We're on. Don't ever go to. Okay, so only dark humor now popular in my area. Yeah. It's if you're going through difficult times, dark humor is your best friend. It's an important thing for mental and emotional survival in those kinds of circumstances. Dark humor is a really brilliant thing for that. Don't ever go to a soccer game in Poland. Almost every seat is behind a pole. Oh, that was funny. We aren't popular. Be right back. Be right back. Oh gosh. I think I'm done with this one for the moment. I don't think I'm going to do any more of it. My hand is cramping. Because I'm holding it so tight. But if I don't hold it tight, it goes flying in the room. So yeah. But I thought that would be quite a fun thing to do. Just chill and relax and have a chat. Not much pressure. And just hang out with you guys. And I've been really enjoying it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I am going to go now to get myself some lunch. And I'm going to call the stream. Because I have been streaming for, I think, almost 3 hours now. Yeah. So I'm going to call this stream. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And what I'm going to do is I am going to raid. Let's see who we can find. Somebody's doing some art. Let's go along the art theme. Okay, I will start the raid here. So goodbye everyone, goodbye. Goodbye. And thank you, DJ Kai, for the follow, thank you. Okay, bye.